Thank you, Ken. Then the mail arrives and a bill is there you can't pay, and it says,
There you are.
as if blackberries don't even exist. I know that feeling. So your books are on sale here, are they not?
I think they have a couple of copies, yeah, and otherwise Amazon carries it.
Okay, good.
Oh.
You might be able to find them somewhere else. They are on sale here. So another, if you want to do something with Raw Paw, another thing going on is that Raw Paw is launching a blog called Plog, and be accepting poems, or if you want to do a column, you can submit ideas to write a column, artwork, you know, anything you have in mind you can inquire about. The address for that is hello@theplog.com, and you can inquire or submit like 300-word things, flash fiction, poems, just to keep that in mind. The next reader, Margery Segal, is from Washington, D.C., and she likes to know where people are from. And I've known her a long time. I originally met her as a performance artist and dancer. She's multi-talented, one of these multi-talented people who can just be in the flow and, you know, things happen. Her dance shows were always amazing. She just did one recently this summer. It was so good to see you out there again with some people. This people, right there. That's right. It was an awesome show. Bravo. So one of her shows incorporated a lot of writing, and her writing just blew me away completely. And I'm so happy to have her here tonight as a writer. Well, you can dance too if you want. And I'm looking forward to her set. Margery Segal.
So it's been a while since I did a reading, and I'm hoping you all can hear me. Maybe so long ago that I didn't have to wear glasses, which might cut into my style. I don't like that. So when I was getting ready to come here, my son, who's a teenager, looked at me and said, "Mom, don't do anything about me." So that's off limits. So a lot of these pieces are about my mother. She's fair game. And so this is sort of there's a mix up in here of pieces, but a lot of them are either about her or inspired by her. They were fictional. We're just going to believe they're fictional. So this first one is called Pool Shark. My mother is dying. I heard the bone break the moment she hit the ground. It severed her as the matron, doer of good works, leader of the improv group at her Quaker senior community. Her restless wandering, driving her teal blue Civic into DC's cultural nightlife, her chairmanship of every committee, no more. Now she doesn't remember what was lost. Her mind an astringent tea once brewed in humanitarian political concerns, now kindly tells her newest neighbor that she cannot reside next door at the independent living facility because she is black. She shoots pool with the same thunder she brought to social justice. Before each shot, she holds the pool cue menacingly and asks, "Am I stripes? Am I solids?" Once discovered, she takes aim for whatever time is left. This piece is from The Home, which is a piece I did in the early 90s on an artist residency that kept me in Austin much longer than I ever thought I would be. And the piece was called The Home, and there was a mother and a father and a suicidal teenage daughter played by me, and a grandfather and a very Texan grandfather and very Texas grandmother. It was a mixed match of my home and the set designer's East Texas family. And this is the mother figure. I wake up and there's no time left. It's over. Already finished. The air is empty. The hall is empty. Why do I go there? Every day I go and sit and stare at the colors. I stare at fuchsia and reject it. I exhale. I begin on the purple, and then it's over. Completely finished. And I exhale again and again, completely losing face, losing weight, losing ground, losing color. I've lost so much color in the last. Maybe this happens to everyone, and they just keep toning their voices. Amber red, not enough. I want red, more red. I want to hear you say red tonight. I want to sit in a red chair with a ruby shawl and a red lamp shining under a red sun behind a black line that says, "Stop. The universe has ended. You are in a finite place. You are home." And I want to know this with the same surety a policeman knows you are wrong if you run a red light. Maybe if I stand here long enough, a siren will go off and they will notice where I am. Same character. Is this how I stand at the PTA? Do you think they can see the position of my bones in these clothes? What is that constant buzzing in my head? I wonder if it shows in my hair. I wonder if people say, "There goes that woman with black buzzing hair." My ears feel like a haven for invisible bees. I wonder if this is common. I wonder if this is normal. I wonder if I'm having a normal life. I go to the grocery store and I walk down one aisle after another, starting from aisle 16. I move backward to aisle 1, reflecting on my life. But usually I'm not in the picture at all. So I buy some green beans and come on home. Is this my home? I haven't had a home before. I wonder if this is mine. And if it's not mine, I wonder whose home this is. And if it's not mine, I wonder if they like me. I wonder if this is how I stand at the PTA. I dated a millionaire once. I have this buzzing in my head. I went out with a clothes designer once. I wonder if it shows. I wonder if people say, I went out with this hick once, oh my God, there goes that woman with black buzzing hair. Thank God I didn't marry him. My ears feel like a haven for invisible bees. Is this normal? Is this how I stand at the PTA? Okay. Let's take another perspective. This piece is from the Portrait Project, where I interviewed transplanted and native Texans, and one of them was me. So, this is called Dining Room 2. Lying on the dining room floor at Yuma Street when the butterfly plate broke, my face bled into 1,000 azure insects that had gasped, kissed, and beaten their brethren wings into oh so much death. And later on 2nd Avenue, staying up all night with Madeline, trying to recover from a drug habit, I tell her, I'm scared. Maybe I'm not an addict. Maybe I have no cause, maybe I have no story, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe. And she looks at me through her all-night haze of smokes and she says, oh, don't you worry. I saw you falling off the roof, slamming into doors, a crescendo on your bicycle. I saw you and you were plenty fucked up. Plenty. And then we sat down to dinner for the second time that night and put our napkins in our laps. And this is from the same piece, from the Portrait Project, and it's called This Beauty is So Real. We will sit at this table forever. Our hair will fall out at this table. We will sit here facing inwards. We will nod our heads at the same distant cries. We will seek each other's fingers to clutch. We will cry outside. But we will never leave the dining room table, contained in a chair, stiff back, open front. Sitting just alike you and I, we will eat with our teeth in our pockets. We are just alike, you and I. I have your long, somber limbs and your limpid stare when I know I've done something wrong. I have your beauty enhanced by the muscles I grew to outlive you. I have your flawless determination and your self-centered indifference. And I have your passion for me to love you. I will sit at this table forever, staring at your uneven hands, tasting your eyes upon my fading hair, and I will waste a lifetime staring into a room I'm already inside of. Change of pace. This is for David Jewell. It's not that I don't want to die. I do. I want to die before all of you, so I can look back in awe that I had it all. As of late, I've developed a career as a psychotherapist, and particularly with a specialty in birth psychology. So here we go. This is called Trauma on Tuesday. Trauma is a four-letter word. It haunts the edges of the lips like water searching for ground. It is an analgesic that kills mold and grows spores. You become a breeding ground for nightmares that hunt you till you are consumably Swiss cheesed. Holes in the brain are butter for the mind misspending itself on worry. It is time for toast, a tea to the mind of the body, a hatred of things not wanted. Oh, I have to start that again. It is time for toast, a tea to the mind of the body, a hatred of things not wanted leads to petty fours for breakfast. But toast is the acknowledgement of a truly hard day with hope for the next. Outlet dynamics. Outlet dynamics means you got out with feelings. Inlet dynamics means you are on your way to more feelings about what you're going through, which is birth, by the way. This supercharged activity invites transformation. Think about it. You come from nothing, you grow. You leave the place you grew and enter tethered. This is severed, and you become a you, separate for the first time. And then you spend the rest of your life trying to figure out how to get back the feeling of belonging, while having enough space to be you. But the transformation imprint is the memory of becoming, is the way in and out, and is happening all the time right now. You want it? No, you want to stay just the way you are. Okay. Another one. Another mother poem. Can you handle it? Okay. The garden. This minute not found. A death unretrieved, a caress sweetened by remorse. This moment untoward, you, I, a travesty unfurled. I cannot remember sainting you, yet you stand above me, judging my love as if empty. I long for you, or the you that the crickets sing about in my stands of daffodils. Bright, sunny, capable you, a you not yet cratered by the rocket ship that fueled your memory's dissipation. You no more know me now than then, and yet you are sweet in this rendering, a peach of a woman suddenly, like an earthquake, a snake, a city once burning that has come back to seed and offers tame flowers that bloom for a minute. I, a marsupial, divest myself of pockets and plunge into your remaining affections. So the performance piece dance performance piece David was referring to that we performed last May with my friend Julie here and some other people. There was a chorus. It was called The Backup Dancer, Bits and Acts from the Night Train. And it's newly expanded. Julie and Jason. You haven't heard this version. So, it became apparent I should have had a backup plan. It became apparent I should have had a backup plan for my mind. There's a lot of things you can fall out of: love, a tree, a job, a marriage, favor, shape, context, faith, a religion, meaning, a belief, a future, a feeling. I collided with a slow jam. I fell on my face and it broke my mind. I fell into barely, steps that staggered, arms that couldn't be moved, and a broken-toothed jack-o'-lantern Hector's grimace. I fell out of funk, out of rock, out of reggae, and into an epic grinding house party on the night train of my concussion. I was hung in your not-so-sacred electric feedback loop, a guitar-ringing distortion of stop-motion brainwaves drying in the frigid breeze. I was sunk and singing, slow and low and wise, wise in the way the feeble-minded suddenly understand you can only do one thing at a time. And that is a pleasure, man. That singular being of you when nothing else in your ego-centered life will do but just being you. On a sunny, cold, windy day in the frozen architecture of your perfect Vermont home without central heat. You are freezing and laughing and falling down all the time on the ice because your brainwaves can't remember up or vertical or sideways, only down and down and down as you hit the floor, which is a tundra of snow pounding outside and inside your coat and boots and hat and eyelashes. You are face down in the snow for the 16th time this day, and it hits you that there's no place to go that is ever as down, as uncool, as untogether, as out of hand, and as inside as you are today. At long last, you have nothing between you and this unhinged self. You are motionless in yourself for the first time in your crazy life. And it's because you cannot think and people do not know you. You have a permanent ski mask on your knowing. It's like you took a ride and only you can see people. They can't see you because you're messed up, but you can see them looking at the brain-damaged you, only you know it isn't you this time. This time, it isn't you. It became apparent I should have had a backup plan. It became apparent I should have had a backup plan for my mind. Would you like a story? Up for more? I can't totally claim I wrote this, but I did elicit it by interviewing and writing it down. So it's called Libba, which is my mom's name by her family. Well, I think I was 11, and I had been through a period of feeling very unloved. Your mother had died when you were 13 months? Yeah. And Boney had stayed home with me, and I got scarlet fever, and so she was the caregiver. And they couldn't come near me because I was contagious, and of course Daddy didn't come near me. So it was just her. So Boney's her older sister, who's only a few years older, so quarantined with her, right? And you know, I was delirious for 2 days and scared everybody. Everybody was afraid I was going to die. When I came out of it, everybody was trying to get me to, wanted me to eat, and I didn't want to eat. So they were tempting my palate, trying to find something, and all the neighbors were beginning to send in things, you know, something that might tempt me to eat. And finally my next door neighbor, who had made some grape juice, he was really going to make wine with it. It was really slightly fermented already, but for some reason or other, Concord grapes, for For some reason or other, that flavor, that particular thing, much diluted, was just right. It was the one thing I could drink at the time and was willing to, and that was the beginning of me getting my appetite back. Then there were the other things people sent in and I tried. There's a wonderful story about the Tutti Frutti ice cream that I couldn't bear to eat, so Boney threw it out on the roof, which was just outside my window, the roof over the porch, and it was a tin roof. And we thought the birds would eat it, and it would be gone pretty soon. Well, it just stayed there. No creature ate it, so we laughed about that. And then, as I got better, I was allowed to go into the room next door. I had a little tiny room, and I was allowed to go into the room next door in the recovery period a little bit and sit in the rocking chair. And I would sit in the rocking chair and rock back and forth and sing Stormy Weather over and over and over again. And I remember it as feeling very happy, just amazingly happy, because I was coming out of a long illness that was more than just the scarlet fever. So